Hello everyone, I am back again with another build, which is the You Are a Hairy Wizard build. Okay, that was a bad joke. So, this build is just a basic mage with summons, so a summoner mage, so to say. It's I have used this build in the early game, and it's quite useful, probably till the late game or till end game. So it's a real versatile build.
Nothing
Um,
ever happens.
it's easy to gear up, and it is easy to play with. You cannot really face tank bosses or harder enemies with this build, but you can kite them quite easy with dashes,
Getting
and it has
restless.
also a good survivability. It has critical life leech, which will be later quite strong because currently I don't have the gear for it, but if I remember correctly, later on the second map or something like that, you will probably get a gear which with you can push up your critical chance up to 100%. So
Why is
currently
everything
my
always such a
critical
hassle?
chance is only 80%, but I have early game gear on. Yeah, okay. So let's start as we usually do. Let's start with the gear. Um, the back is the back that I always use. You can get this from the Dual Knight at the start of the game. He sits here. So this is where you start this map, and you just have to go up in this road, and he sits here near a statue, and this is the first city. So basically, just before the city, you can talk with him. You can challenge him to a duel, but he's a really hard enemy. So at the start of the game, you probably won't be able to defeat him. You will need a bit of gearing and leveling to be able to defeat him. I would say at about level 15 or something like that, you should be able to defeat him. And if you're good, then perhaps also earlier. I don't know. I wasn't that good. So, yeah. So that's the back item. The shoes, I'm using them because they give 10% critical chance. So it's all around critical chance. Um, this you can get at the first part of the main story when you have the keepers and you become a keeper yourself. You will get the whole set, and but I'm only using the boots from the set. It gives quite a good armor and 10% critical chance. Perhaps later you can find better shoes, but it's quite early in the game and you can get it via the main story. Okay, the next one is the Battle Mage set. I'm using the helmet, the Curious, the chest, and the pants from it. Um, it gives spell power and mana regen, magic critical chance, and spell power. Later on, if I remember correctly, you will get a helmet which will give you 15% spell critical chance or something like that. So you will probably lose these ones, but at the early game they're quite useful. You can get the Battle Mage set, from the Tomb of the Good Druid. Uh, if you finish this small dungeon, then before you leave the dungeon, there will be a chest. You have to drop down at some point, and there will be a chest. You will loot it, and there will be the Battle Mage set. The next one is a gloves, and this is the Horned Warden gloves. I got this from a druid shrine on the second map. So there are several druid shrines on the second map and also on the first map, but this was one dropped, I think. I'm not even sure where they are. So Here is one druid shrine, and here is one, and I have no clue where the other ones are, but you can, and here's one more. So I'm currently, I don't remember which one it dropped it, but some of these. If you cannot or don't want to go to the second map just to get these gloves, then there are several other gloves on at the start, but on the first map, none of them give such good critical hit chance, crit chance as this one. So perhaps it's worth for you to go to the second map and just get it. The problem is, sorry, but I don't remember which shrine it dropped. So again, there is one shrine here. There is one shrine here. And there is one shrine here. Druidic shrine. One of these dropped it. Okay. The necklace. This is also really good. This is also the one of the druid shrines dropped it. It's the Horned Warden set. And both of these are the Horned Warden set. So this is an upgrade from the first set because on the first map you will also have these druidic shrines, and these also drop magic based gear, and the necklace that drops there is only, it has the same stats but 5% less than this one. So it's this is the upgraded one. So if you don't want to wait, you can get to the second map and just get this from the one of the druidic shrines that I've shown you before. The rings are just random rings that I found or got it for some quest. These are mostly optional, so you can just use whatever. I'm using currently the Silent Weaver wand. So this character is actually, well, he's a wand user. Later on there will be stronger wands, but I'm using this because it gives reduced mana cost, which is quite good if you want to summon your helper. So if you use some kind of summon skill or a skill that locks down part of your mana, then this is a really good wand. And even if you get other wands, you should hold on to this just for the summons. So yeah, you can get this wand here at this there is a shipwreck here, and there is a dead guy somewhere along the coast of this little island, and he will have your wand and also a summon, which is the Summon Keeper. It's quite strong, but you will need 10 spirituality for the Summon Keeper, but it's really, really strong. So if you go early to this point and loot that Summon Scroll, and then push your spirituality to 10, then they will probably kill almost everything for you on the first map. So yeah, these are quite strong. I'm currently using another summon, a battle mage summon, because they look almost exactly like my character, so we can build a mad wizard squad or something like that. I don't know. And just for fun, it looks really, really silly if I summon 4 of these guys. This life transfusion, I'm using it to, if I need it. Mostly I don't need it because I have really big crit chance, and the crit life leech is really strong. So I don't know why it is here even. This one is a mystic ward. It's really good because you put a ward on yourself, and if someone hits you, then you don't get damage, but the ward explodes, and it has really big damage. So basically this is you can actually tank with this one. You can get this on the second map if you do a quest for the quartermaster, she will give you a quest that you have to figure out what happened with the warehouse and why are there items missing. And if you go into this warehouse when it's night, then you will find a portal, and if you follow the quest there, you will get to the boss, and you can either kill the boss or not. If you kill it, then he will drop a good one-handed sword, but we don't use that in the build. And you can also, I didn't, so you can challenge him or not. I challenge him, so I'm not sure if you don't challenge him if you get out from the portal, but you can try it out. And if you hand in this quest here, then I think you will get a new quest, if I remember correctly, where you have to explore some ancient ruins under the city. And if you finish also that quest, then I think then you will get this Mystic Ward spell. Of course, I'm not 100% sure, so if you if you know where to get this and I'm wrong, then please please let me know in the comments. And so the main damage is the Scorching Blaze skill or spell. It's a really good spell, but it eats a lot of mana, so you will have to either have this scepter, or you need really much mana and also good mana again. It is massive damage, and if you do a heavy attack with it, it's a homing projectile, so it searches for an enemy, so it's basically easy mode. And you can get this at this castle or at this stronghold, the abandoned stronghold. There is a quest which you can get from the bounty board, and if you go up the ramparts here, it's in a chest just before you get to the boss. So yeah, it's a really strong spell, and if I would have two of these, I would probably use it in both hands. But I'm not sure if I can. Probably get it from somewhere else also, but I only have this one. But I can spam it because this scepter allows me to spam almost every spell in the game. It's really strong. Okay, so this was the gear, and let's check out the attributes. So the attributes are actually, well, not that big of a deal. Most of them are in spirituality, but it's optional to put them in here. So what you will definitely need is 6 strength because of the back item, 10 endurance because of the gloves, 3 dexterity, I think you need it for the keeper's shoes. Spirituality, well, you're a mage, you will need it for mana regen, max mana, and spell power, so it's the best. If you have optional points laying around, then you should probably put that in here. And for practicality, also for the keeper's shoes. And spirituality, it depends on what spells you use. I think the Scorching spell needs 12. Yeah, 12 spirituality. So to use this setup, the max spirituality you will need is 12. But I've put everything in there, so yeah. Okay, with this gear and with this setup, you will have 84% magical critical chance. But as I said earlier, later in the game, you probably will get some gear with which you can push this to 100%. So all your spells will be criticals, and it's important because of the skill tree. And now we are going to get to check the skill tree. So strength, we don't use anything from here. Endurance, nothing. Dexterity, nothing. And spirituality is our most important tree. With this, we are going to use, this is for the summons, and we will summon everything all the time. It's going to be great. The Mad Wizard squad is going to go cuckoo on every every mob. This point is important because the more summons you have, the more mana regen you have. So this is great. This will reserve less mana if you summon mobs, because if you summon mobs, or I mean summons, then they will lock down a part of your maximum mana. So this will make it less. And with this one you can summon up to 5 helpers summons. This is also good because every summon will give you 8% spell power, so basically 40% if you have 5 mobs. And this will make your summons stronger. Each point in spirituality increases your summons max health and damage, but it also increases their summon cost. So the problem with this is that I'm not sure which spirituality they mean. Do they mean this tree, or do they mean the attribute themselves itself? So I'm not quite sure, but I guess it's okay because I put everything in every optional point into spirituality, and I also have quite many points in the spirituality tree. So the next one is the wand. If I'm using wand, then I get 45% spell power, and the effects of the wands are 1.5 times better than without this. So basically, my wand has mana reduction, so everything costs less mana. So this is 1.5 times better with the points in here. So basically, I just realized if I get one more spell, this fireball spell, then perhaps it will be not that big of an upgrade because I will lose this one. But yeah, okay. This is max mana is always good because you can cast more. Though I just realized that I have so much mana reduction that it doesn't really. It's not that important. I can cast everything currently. It just stayed this way. But it's probably because I put many points in the early game, and I just don't remember to not put so much in this. Yeah, because the mage is quite good, so I've played it from the early game, and it's really really strong. This is really good. Movement speed multiplier increases spell power. So basically, the movement speed that you have here, I think 35% or 34% will be added to your spell power. Not the whole 135, just the above 100 part will be added to your spell power. And it's good because there is I think it's in perception. I haven't put in any points, but there is this one. So if you critically damage something, then you will get 20, or if you put 2 points in it, then 40% movement speed, which means it will be 40% spell power also. But I didn't have enough points to put here. I guess I could put points from the mana in there, but never mind. I can do that later. So yeah, this is really good. This speed multiplier increases spell power by the same amount. Okay, this one is the combat part. So of course it's flat spell damage increase or spell power increase. This is also really good. Dealing elemental damage applies the corresponding elemental status build-up, so this is also really good. And enemies affected by the status build-up get more damage from the corresponding damage type. So both of them are buffing each other, so it's a really good combination. And of course, you will probably, as a mage, you will use most of the time elemental damage. 10% of your damage, if you critically hit, will reduce the target stamina, which basically they won't be able to do anything if they go out of stamina. So this is also really good. And this one critically hit with a spell marks an enemy and causes them to take 30% more damage. So it just multiplies your whole damage with 30% if you crit one enemy. So this is really strong. Yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, and this is of course your survivability. This gives you crit chance. This gives you stamina if you critically hit. It's not that important. This gives you, if you critically hit, it gives you for one hit. If the enemy hits you one time, you will have damage reduction against that one hit. And this is the most important part. Critical hits heal you for 4% of the damage. So basically, if later on you will have 100% critical chance, then this will always apply. So basically, with every damage you will heal yourself for 4%, and you can hit really good, basically. So yeah, that's the survivability. And the other part of the survivability is dashing. Yo, I think. Okay. Yeah, okay, statuses. So this is also good because, as we have seen here, elemental damage applies the corresponding status build-up. And with this one, if an enemy has an active status on them, they take 30% more damage. So this is again a multiplier for your damage. So this is also really useful. You can of course check out if you have other ideas, or perhaps you have some other ideas. If you can build it better, of course you can do it. It's just how I did it. So yeah, so this is the skills. Okay. Oh, and the King's Soul, I always use these two because I only have two right now. I'm not that far in the game. I think I always only in the middle of the game. But I like to look around and try out everything. So I guess, I think if I remember correctly, the max level is 50. So yeah, if you try out everything, then even if you're in the middle of the game, you're almost max level. So I use these ones. If the King's Soul activates, then I have 50% damage reduction, and if I receive a lethal damage, which would kill me, then the King's Soul automatically activates if it's on full charge. So these saved me a few times already. Okay. Well, with this out of the way, we can try out the character. And of course we are here with our lovely target dummies. Sorry guys, again. Okay, let's just summon the Mad Squad. These are not the best summons, but I like them because we are making a great squad. Let's see. I cannot I cannot check the front of my character, but he looks like this, so it's kind of fitting team. Okay, so what I can use is this is our main damage, Scorching Blaze. It does massive damage, and now that I have my squad, my mana regeneration has also went up, so we can spam it. And if we need protection, then Mystic Ward is the way to go. So let's check out the target dummies. Yeah. Goodbye. It's really strong and funny.
Yeah, back.
Ooh. Sometimes they just dodge it.
You pay in blood.
Yeah. And they don't do anything. Okay, great. Great squad. The med squad is just standing around, not doing anything. Yeah, sometimes summons are just too lazy to do anything. Okay, let me just soak up some damage. Oops. Surprise. Yeah, it's a surprise attack. Let's just soak up some damage and try out the ward. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, that hurts. Okay, and leech. And I'm also almost on full HP and full HP. So the survivability is really good. You cannot face tank stuff, but you can just dash out of the way, and with your attacks you will heal yourself. So it's quite viable, this character, throughout the game. And as I said, I started with this character. I went from the start of the game because I think the mage is the strongest when you start the game, because you don't have to go in melee range, and it has really good spells and easy to find spells. So if you want to have easy leveling at the beginning of the game, then the mage is your perfect choice. Okay, let's compare it with our Spellblade. Spellblade, of course, it's always the best. It does the most damage, probably, perhaps, I don't know. It does pretty good damage, but the survivability of the Spellblade is off the charts. So yeah. So if you want to face tank something, that's your best choice. There is a if you go to the if you get to the second act, there is a Fort Dweller ghost if it's night, and sometimes he attacks you. Uh, and
You train to
when I
start
was
something.
playing a mage, he just one shot me. But with the Spellblade, I just face tanked him and just killed him dead. It was quite easy actually. It's a cheat character, this one. So let's just summon my little friends here. These are the tanks, and if I compare the damage, so
Trying to show off.
um, it has actually similar damage to the fireball, though we are not always doing critical damage, because our crit chance with this one is only 35%, so that's not that much, but it's also without critical damage we can hit quite hard. So yeah, so the mage is an all-around good character, not a face tank character, but it has good survivability, and yeah, and you have to dodge, but it's still strong. And I recommend it if you want an easy game. The Spellblade is also Spellblade. You can build it later on in the game into a stronger character. At the start of the game, you won't be able to build this properly. So what I recommend is to start with a mage, and if you want after that, if you want to change it, then you can change it later. So a mage is a good starting character, and if you want, it's a good character all the way. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for your time. Bye everyone.